Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're so glad to have you here as we celebrate CS Ed Week and the Hour of Code. This is our Friday edition. We're so happy that you're joining us. And if you missed any of our shows this week, please don't forget to go to our channel. You can click down below Ed Tech Team and check out some of the videos from the week. We also have two great panels that we covered this week, one with professionals in the industry that are coders, and one with students who actually graduated from Palm Beach County and shared their experience of what it's like to go to college and go to college for computer science. So it was a great panel to listen to as well. So please don't miss that at all. But before we get started, I want to share, like we often share, some of our housekeeping. So if this is your first time here, over there on the right-hand side, you can use the chat box to communicate with us. If you've never done this before, you have to create a channel. And to do that, you just click in there. It'll ask you to create a channel name. And then once you created your channel name, you just refresh the page and you can chat with us. Also, while you're here, don't forget to give us a thumbs up on that video and like and subscribe this video as you can be notified each time we go live or see some of the great things that we have coming up for you in the new year as well. We're really excited with some projects. If we do have any moderators here, they will have a wrench next to their name. So that's how you'll know we have some moderators. And most importantly, we want to see what you're doing in your classroom. So please feel free to take some pictures and video with students who have the proper permission. And over there in the top right corner of our slide, you have @EdTechPBC. That's our Twitter handle. Please be sure to tag us in that. And then also use that hashtag CS Everywhere. That will give us, we're kind of correlating that with the whole world. Everyone is looking at that. So you'll have some great eyes on that as well. So today what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be turning it over to one of our amazing smart trainers as we go and talk about using our monsters to paint with code. So I'm happy to introduce Laura, who is one of our smart trainers, and I'll let Laura take it away.
All right. Good morning, everybody. I'm glad to have you here for our last, but hopefully not final ever day of Code Club for CS Ed Week 2021. Super excited to be sharing today with you our very creative paint box activity, combining Lumio and Scratch together to be able to make a very creative kind of like way that you can color digitally through coding. So I'm super excited to be here for this specific session because it combines that creative aspect with the math and science skills and shows that how you can really bring them all together into one activity. So, what I'm going to have you guys do today is, as we're starting to think around this activity and start brainstorming before we get in, I want you guys to join into my class today because we're going to be doing a couple interactive things together. We're going to be making our own paint box that allows you to draw with different digital colored pencils. So, what I'm going to have you guys do is I'm going to have you join into my Lumio lesson live with me right now. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to hellosmart.com and you're going to enter your class ID 914351. So if you have students right now, maybe you're just watching on your big smart display in your classroom and you're only logged in on once. So that's okay. You can join as a group to do this activity. But even better yet, because this activity we're going to do is called a digital handout, if you do have students currently on their devices because they're getting ready for the Scratch activity, have them pop up another tab, go to hellosmart.com and have them enter in class 914351, and they can just join as a guest for today because we're not going to save any of our work. But what will happen is we're going to be able to get interactive as we're doing this, and they're going to have some opportunity to use some of the Lumio pencils before we dive into the Scratch activity. So I see that we have one class connected. Oh, two classes connected. And I'll leave it there. Give it just a few more minutes because I know I'm coming to you from 15 seconds probably in the future. And since John does have up the class code, I'm going to go ahead and go on to our next page and talk about our standards and objectives for today. Like we've been learning all week, we're going to be talking about sequences, events, loops, and conditionals. So things that take place in a specific order over a specific period of time, and maybe they repeat themselves. So you see a blue pencil is maybe the same as a green pencil, just the color is different, is the same as the red pencil, and so forth. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to do what's called a remix today in our lesson. And I know you guys might, if you were here yesterday and you did the activity on the boats, you did remixes as well. So you're going to take some code that's already existing and you're going to change it a little bit to make it something new. So you're going to be working with a set of code, changing it up to making it even better. And then we're going to test and debug our code and fix those errors. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to our warm-up activity together. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw a squiggle. Now I'm going to give you the directions first before you can draw your squiggles. But what you're going to do is you're going to be able to use the tools that I'm going to give you in a few minutes. On the left-hand side, you'll see you'll get a little smart pencil over here. You'll be able to choose colors, choose any color you want from the rainbow, thicknesses, or even if you wanted to draw in a highlighter. And what you're going to do is you're going to draw a squiggle that is furious, one that's joyful, one that's sleepy, and one that's terrified. So, what would your squiggle look like if they were having those different reactions? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn this activity into an individual handout so that the three of you in our class, will be able to go and draw your squiggles. If you are joining in as a class, go ahead and hit start, and you can actually have students come up to your smart display and they can actually draw the squiggles in here. And while you're drawing, I'll give you a minute. Maybe I'll give an example of what drawing a squiggle would look like. So I'm going to draw a sleepy squiggle. I'm going to make it blue. I'm going to make it a little thicker. And I'm going to draw some Z's. Maybe that's my sleepy squiggle. And then maybe I'm going to draw a terrified squiggle. I'm going to make it red. And I'm going to, there's my terrified squiggle. But now let's go check in and see what your squiggles look like. All right. We're going to check in with the best artist and see how his squiggles are. All red, sleepy squiggle, terrified, joyful is a loopy loop, and furious is just, ah. Love those actions. Let's see if I can I'll pull up Diane here. Let's check out her squiggles. We've got a furious squiggle. Oh, we're drawing live. I'm going to stay on her so you guys can see how, if you're in as a teacher and your students were working on the activity, that you can actually see the results live and be able to click through all of the different students. So let's see if Diane's going to go back and draw that sleepy squiggle. Perfect. I'm even going to add a little great job sticker in there. Let's see. Oh, I love your joyful squiggle with the yellow. That's so cool. All right, I know we had one other individual join in with us here. We're going to go to Neck Guy, and we're going to see. Oh, very similar. Love it. Love the joyful, love the terrified, and the sleepy squiggle. All right. We're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to our next warm-up activity, but remember those squiggles later because that's going to be important in our lesson as we talk about colors and pencils. The next activity we're going to do is a little scratch review. And this is just to make sure that when you go into the activity with our artist in a bit, that you have some basic skills and foundation in Scratch. And we're going to use this Lumio activity called Match 'em Up. I'm going to go ahead and start the activity. If you're logged in, you can start the activity on your end as well. And what this is we're going to connect the image on the left to the name of the tool that's in Scratch on the right. And so what you can do is if you can't see the images and they're a little small, you can click on the little blue box and it will enlarge the image so that you're able to see it. And you're going to drag them into the middle, and then you're going to try and figure out which one connects with that image. I don't think that's adding a sprite. I think I would see maybe a plus sign if it was an add. And let's see. I know this looks like I'm going and I'm stopping. Oh, start and stop controls. And this one's immediately going to check to tell me if it's right. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get one wrong so you can see what happens. Let's say I want to do this one. I think it has a sprite in it. I think I'm going to add the sprite for here. On this one, oh, they're wrong, so they automatically bounce away. This activity is set up to be automatically checking. And I want to go ahead and add this because I see the little X, which actually means I think I'm going to delete this sprite. And you can go ahead and continue this activity, and I'll give you another 30 seconds to finish. and be able to check your answers against mine. And then we can celebrate when we get them all right. Perfect. I hope you love those introductory Lumio activities. And now we're going to move on to the remixing of the Scratch project. So I'm going to turn it over to John, who is our artist for today, who's going to be leading the activity.
Bonjour. Thank you, Laura. We want to thank our great friends at Smart for developing these activities because these are great. And it's a great partnership between Smart and the School District of Palm Beach County. And our great activity today, which is going to be our last one for today, but maybe there's going to be more of our Lumio hashtag STBBC Code Club. And so today we're talking about paint box, and we're going to be creating our paint box today. So I'm going to put my painting tools down. I'm going to take a break from painting, ooh la la, and I'm going to start by launching our Scratch lesson. So I'm in our lesson plan right here. We'll tell you how to get to that a little bit later if you missed earlier this week. So I'm just going to click right there. It's going to launch Scratch, and it's going to log me into my account. There we go. And we click on this remix. So it's different for us. And we're going to be basically creating a paint program today in our Scratch accounts. So we're going to be doing different things. So the first thing we need to do is actually activate one of our extensions. So down here in the bottom corner, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click on the pen. And that adds another set of kind of greenish teal icons that we're going to be adding for our activity today. All right, so we've added the pen extension to our palette. So let's move on. So as we go through, we're going to start with our events tab. And it's going to be this one again, which is when the green flag gets checked. That's our go. And that's where we're going to start with. And then we're going to go to control, and we're going to pull in our forever loop. Remember, we learned this where there's two types of loops. There's the repeat loop, and there's the forever loop, which means it doesn't ever stop. It just keeps on going, and it's got the little place where it expands for our blocks. So we're going to add a piece of code from our pen, actually. So let's see. Actually, we're going to go to our motion. Yeah, there it is. Where we're going to say go to, pop it right in there, and it's going to say to our mouse pointer. There you go. And then we're going to create another if then, but this one's going to be if, then else. So we're going to pull in this, and it's going to go right in our forever loop. There we go. And so we've got a little piece of code that's got to go down there. So I'm going to go down here. I think it's in our pen. No, it's not that one. It's going to be in the, there we go, in the sensing. There we go. So if mouse down, that's the one we're looking for. It's going to go right here in this block. All right, so if mouse down, then that means the pen goes down. So that is where we need to go down here. So we need to go pen down. So if the mouse is down, then that's where the pen goes down. Else, if it doesn't up, it's going to be pen goes up. There we go. There's our code so far. So we've got our pen over there. We've got all this code set up. So now we're going to actually go through. I'm going to show you how you can duplicate one of the sprites. You notice how we have a one pen and an eraser. So if we need to duplicate that, all I'm going to do is I'm going to right click with my mouse and I'm going to click on the word duplicate. And so there's pencil 2. So what I can do is I can move it around, but let's go into our costume and change the color. So I'm going to click on costumes and I'm going to change the color. So maybe I want it to be green instead of, so I'm going to use the colors to slide down there. And I'm going to make it a little darker green. There we go. And we'll call it pencil green. And go back to our code. There we go. So now we have, oh, I forgot to color it, didn't I? So I need to get the paint bucket and click, Click, there we go. And now we've got a green pencil. All right, so there we go with that activity. So we're going to move on. What we're going to do is we're going to work on the paint palette now. The paint palette is where we're going to actually create different swatches of paint. So we're going to do different sprites, and we're only going to do a few of these. So we're going to click on here, and we'll just click on paint. And we're going to do our paintbrush. We're going to just square. We're going to create a green square and a blue square to match our pens. So there's a green square. Ooh la la. Isn't that pretty? Move it down here. There we go. And we're going to go back and we're going to actually create one more. And actually, instead of going and creating, I'm just going to go down here and I'm going to paint another one. And this time, let's make it blue to match our pencil. Make it blue. And we have a nice little eyedropper tool here. I can actually pick that exact same color of blue. I can click on it and it fills it for me. And so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do the square and I'm going to do a blue square. There we go. And I'm just going to drag it down here. And we've got our paint palette here. Okay, so when we do this, we need to set up the parameters for each one of those. So I'm going to click on our code, and we're going to actually create for each one. So I'm going to click on the green sprite first, and I'm going to add a broadcast code to this. This is something new. So we're going to go to our events, and when this sprite is clicked, we're going to tell it to broadcast a message. So that message is over here, and we're going to come down and click that. And we're going to actually say new message. We're going to type in the word, this was for green, so we'll just type in green. Okay, there it is for green. Okay, so we can do that for both the green and the blue. So I need to click on the blue here and do the same one. So I'm going to say when sprite is clicked, and I'm going to say broadcast. And I'm going to say new message, and I'm going to type in the word blue and click OK. And so that section right there. All right, so now we need to add and receive a message code to the pencil. So we're going to click on the pencil, and we're going to add another piece of code, which says when I receive, and I'm going to click on down here. And it says when I receive blue, and we're going to switch the costume up. So what I'm going to do is from the coding blocks, let's see, let's the drop down menu. All right, so we're going to go from this. No, that's not right. We'll make sure it's blue. And then what we're going to do is paint that. All right, we're going to add a variable. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to go over here to go to variables. And we're going to make a variable. We made a variable the other day. And this one's going to be called width. There we go. And we have a new control over here called width. And if we click on it, we need to make sure it's going to be a slider. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on it. And I'm going to click on slider. So now we have a slider that does the width of the pencil. All right, so after that, we're going to add a piece of code that says set pen size to 1. So we're going to say get to purple, switch costume, there we go. And this is going to be for pencil. And then we're going to add a pen control here to set the pen color to our right color. And so I'm going to click on that color there. And I'm going to click on this tool. I'm going to click there, and it's going to set that pen color to blue. All right, so we've now added the pen size and we've added the different pieces there. So we're going to go back into our code up here and we're going to add another control block, which is going to be the if then. And so, so what we're going to do is we're going to add a piece. Let's see. We're going to use the pen control. I'm sorry. I'm kind of debugging as I go along. So I say set pen size. Where is it? Set pen size. There we go. Set pen size to 1. It's going to go right there. Up here. There we go. And we're going to go to our new variable that we created. It's called width, and I'm going to drag width into this. So now we've created a width. And one last thing we're going to do is we're going to create something that will make it erase the whole page. And so we're going to actually create a new sprite. So I'm going to go down here to my sprites menu, and I'm going to look for it. I'm going to look under letters. I'm going to look for the letter X. Move that X down here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it. So I need to go into costumes, and I'm going to change it to red. So red it is. And I'm going to make it a little more brighter and a little more saturated. There we go. I need to click on the paint bucket and fill it. And what I'm going to do is that now I'm going to actually go back and code that X. So when I click on that X, it's going to get rid of everything. So I'm going to click on events. When sprite is clicked, pen size, pen is to erase all. So when I draw something, I can click it and there it goes. All right, so let's test this out. So click, erase. All right, that's it. Now you can make different colors, different marks and stuff like that. So you get to try it. So we're going to go over to our friends at Plumosa School of the Arts. They're actually already starting to do this activity and start to paint. So we're going to go over and kind of watch them do the activity, and then we're going to interview a few of them. So I'm going to sign off for right now, and I will be back, and I will see you in a few minutes.
And he wants to film what a real classroom looks like, so don't even look at it. How do you spell that? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, you already recognized looking at me. Oh, guys, he's here.
Go ahead.
So we are going to be working with Smart, which is now Lumio, to do the paint box lesson inside of Scratch. So paint box is the name of the lesson. I'm going to walk you through the slides, and then you're going to get to work on your own, okay? So in this lesson, we're going to be making a paint box, and you get to draw with different colors of colored pencils. So each slide is going to first tell you what you're going to be doing, and then there'll be a slide behind it that teaches you how to do it. Many of you already know and are proficient with this, but in case you need a little extra help, you can always refer back to the slides. First, let's review some of the features in our Scratch. So I'm going to put something over here and raise your hand to tell me which is the match. Bella.
It started from stop control.
Start slot controls, is she right? Okay. Next one. Somebody give me a match. Jamari.
Coding area.
Coding area. Let's see. Oops. Somebody else. Somebody over here. Heather.
Sound coding block.
Sound coding blocks. Oops. Let me start with that. Sound coding blocks. Let's see. Is she right? Yes. All right. Next one. Which one is a match? Tara. And the backdrop. Is she right?
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. Christian.
Add a sprite.
What do you think? Is he right?
Yeah.
That's right? Yeah? Okay, now it's getting easy. Isaiah?
Delete sprite.
Delete sprite. And of course, our coding area is a blank page, so we all know that. It's the only one left. Okay, next slide. This is where you're going to get to the project. When I share it with you, you're going to click here and remix.
So our friends over there at Plumosa are starting the lesson as our great artist has shared with everyone. And while they are getting that lesson set up, we are just going to review some of the places you can find the resources, because we know that a lot of our teachers don't have the experience with coding, but what we wanted to do is make it nice and easy for you. So on our website, which is edtechtraining.palmbeachschools.org, you can go and right now you'll notice right there at the top on the left here, we have moved our Hour of Code website right up to the top so that it's easy to access, to get to. And it'll probably be there for a couple more weeks, probably till the beginning of the next year. And we'll put it back down into one of the folded up menus. So what you'll do is you'll go to our website, edtechtraining.palmbeachschools.org, and you will click on that Hour of Code link right there. Before you click on that, though, keep in mind the latest updates are also over there in the middle of the screen. That's going to tell you the most up-to-date information about what we're doing as a team, what trainings are coming up for us, and all kinds of great information. So don't miss out that latest updates as well. Once you click on the Hour of Code site right there, it will take you to our Hour of Code website, which looks like this. And once you're on this website, it will give you a lot of information about the Hour of Code and how you can participate in the Hour of Code at your school. In the middle there, you can see we have it circled, the Lumio hashtag SDPBC Code Club. That's where you're going to be able to find all of the lessons and the Lumio links to what you've been learning this week. So everything is there, and I love what our friends at Smart have done for us. They've actually made it step by step for you, so that even if you're new to coding, you can do it. You can actually have your students reading through the directions as well that will take you step by step, so that they can walk through those directions as well. And you've got the Lumio activities that will engage them. I love that matching that we did earlier with Laura, because it really lets them kind of learn all the different features of Scratch and where things are. So keep that in mind. All of that is under the Lumio hashtag SDPBC Code Club. And also at the very bottom of that site, we have our unplugged activities as well. So don't forget to check those out as well. Those are activities that do not require technology. You can print them out, and kids can even do them at home. So those are there as well. And so with that, I am going to go back to my colleague, who is no longer the French artist. He is Mr. Long, who's going to be interviewing some of our students at Plumosa about coding and the lessons. So Mr. Long, go ahead and take it away.
All right. Thank you so much, John. And we were here at Plumosa School of Arts, and we have Jamari here, and he's already been doing an activity. And so, Jamari, tell me a little bit of what you like about the coding and the activity.
I like how when you move, I like when you add the coding and it starts to move, and like how it's interactable.
So you like how when you do the codes, you actually can see it happen on the screen? Yeah. That's kind of cool, isn't it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, what's your favorite thing about it so far?
Like making all different types of codes.
Okay, different types of codes. Okay, that's great. All right, thanks, Jamari. I'm gonna let you scan right over there. And next,
Mr. Long,
I
am going to jump in.
All right, Bella, come over here and join us.
Mr. Long, I don't think you can hear me. I'm going to jump in. Look at those amazing masks on those students. I think we're catching monsters over there at Plumosa, aren't we? I love them.
Oh, yeah. They've got their mask geared. Everything is really going good here.
I love it. Go ahead.
All right. So we're here with Bella. And Bella, if you could do something different with your code, what would you do?
I would add a sound to the...
Add sounds to it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good idea because, we can paint with sounds and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite thing? Do you like to code? Why do you like it?
Because if we didn't have it, we wouldn't be able to move the characters or do anything with the characters or add like different sounds or different.
So you like the interactivity of it. So you like when you do something, it actually happens, right? All right, thanks, Bella. Just step right over there. And next we have Christian. Hey, Christian.
Hello.
Tell me what you like about this program.
I like that you can move your characters around and you can draw cool art with it.
Okay, so you really like the art piece. So that's really cool because, like, you know, it's very creative, right?
Yeah.
Do you like to make things with coding?
Yes.
Have you done anything else with coding before?
Yeah.
Like what?
I've made a game.
Oh, you've made your own game. Okay, so you've got some experience with this. Okay, that's great. And was it a fun game?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little about it?
It's like it's a game where you have to like make your bird like not hit some obstacles.
Oh, you're still trying to keep the bird safe, right? Yeah. Okay, that's awesome. That's a cool tool. Maybe you could develop that someday. All right, thanks you, Christian.
Thank you.
And next we've got Brody. Hi, Brody.
Hi.
And come over here a little bit, Brody, so we can see you a little bit. Look that way. Can you tell me what do you like about this code?
I like how like you can make blocks with it and create games.
You like so you like the blocks. The blocks helps you think, right?
Yes.
So it helps you kind of create the activities, and you like to
Yes.
create the games and stuff like that. Oh,
Yeah.
what kind of games do you like to play?
Like all the games, kind of.
Okay, like arcade kind of games,
Yes.
or like navigating through the maze, or those kinds of
Yes.
games, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a lot of different things that you can do with Scratch. Have you done other things with Scratch before?
No.
Would you like to try them?
Yes.
Does this make you want to maybe think about coding?
Yes.
All right, so that's a great answer. Thank you so much, Brody, for your answers. All right, and we've got Joshua. All right, Joshua, come right over here. Can you see the screen? So, Joshua, tell us what you like about this activity.
That you can like move the blocks and you like can attack them together. And like when you like try to go in the game, it says like creating blocks. I'm like wondering like what blocks does it create?
Okay, so you got to like do the coding and move things around and see how it do. Do you like to debug?
Not really.
Not really, because it's kind of hard to figure out what your mistakes are, aren't they? Debugging is not fun, but it's something you got to do in coding a little bit. So, would you do this again?
I'll try.
You'll try? Okay, that's a great answer. All right, thanks, Joshua. Develda? All right, Develda, come right over here. And this is our last student right here. Develda, tell me what you like about what we're doing today.
That you can add sounds to it.
You like the sounds? Do you like the colors?
Yeah.
Have you painted anything with it yet?
No.
No, but you like to try, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole thing about today is you get to paint. And so it's creating stuff. So that's an awesome thing. Well, tell me what else you like about it.
Well, you can pick any sounds and you can move your characters and add like backgrounds to it.
Okay, so you can add backgrounds, you can add different characters. So it's like telling a story, right?
Yeah.
So you like telling stories?
Yeah.
So you could be a coder and tell stories. How would you like to do that?
I'll try to do that.
Okay, you'll try. Okay, thanks, Devalda. All right, so we're actually going to go back over here and watch the kids do the activity a little bit more. So I'm going to kind of like switch cameras here. All right, and let's just go over here and watch the kids before we sign off today. And there they are. You can see some of them are way ahead. They've already got their blocks ready. They've got their pen extensions. Some of them are collaborating.
So then you have to press the collaborate clip and then click it and then move it forward. No, for this one you want to have it move.
And you can see they're already into the sounds. So Miss Muller, why don't you come over here and tell us, share with us a little bit why you like coding with the kids.
Well, I like that they get to work collaboratively And they have to think critically to solve the problems, because inevitably everybody gets stuck somewhere, no matter how advanced they are or if they're a beginner. But I don't like to give them the directions and the answers. I like them to figure it out for themselves, because
Self-discovery.
that's the real world, right? So I might be a cheerleader if they need that, and I might give them a shoulder to cry on if they need that. But I don't usually tell them the answers. Once they're in the program and it's working and they have access, they're on their own.
All right. And you've been doing this for a number of years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and what's changed over the years that you like best about it?
I think the kids are really, their abilities are amazing at this age. By the time they get to me in 4th and 5th grade, they're ahead of me.
Right.
And even the kindergartners are able to function on almost any app I give them. And that was not the case back when I had to show them what a mouse was.
Right, right.
So I like that, because you can do more, you can teach them more things, and I hope some of them continue middle school, high school, and beyond, college programmers. So I'm hoping, especially my girls, I need girls to have a career possibility about programming, because not enough girls take
All right.
science.
That's very true. That's a great aspect to point out.
Yep.
All right. Well, John, I think we're ready to sign off here at Plumosa, and they're still working. Just once they start, they don't want to stop. So that's always a great thing. And we hear the meow of the cat.
I was gonna say, I keep hearing the cat meowing back there. That's awesome. So thanks a lot, John. And thank you, Ms. Smaller over there at Plumosa. We appreciate you guys. So we will hopefully see you guys again sometime soon. And there was that cat again before we get to go. And I think that Ms. Smaller also said some great points of, you know, it's all about problem solving and not giving the kids the answers. That's so important, to just let them try to struggle and fail in a safe environment. So I love that as well. And so with that, that's all we have today. So on behalf of the training team and the entire EdTech team as a whole, we want to thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget, we have the lessons Monday through Friday with our partnership with Lumio, where you will start with a very easy lesson on Monday all the way up through this more complex lesson today. So all of those videos are there. The resources are on our website, and you can always reach out to us if you need any additional support. So with that, we're going to end for today. Please don't forget to keep an eye out on our website for upcoming events. We do have some great things coming before the break, and then the day you get back from the break, we also have some great trainings as well. So please keep an eye on that. And if we don't see you before then, have an amazing break. You deserve it. Get some rest, and we'll see you in 2022. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.